now it transpires that a PPP loan, the kind of loan that small businesses and some larger businesses took during the global panini shutdown, could have been a factor in inspiring the unfortunate events that took Shanquella Robinson out of this world. That there was a difference in how well Shanquella and her so-called best friend, who also got a PPP loan, kind of in her, according to her model, right? You could see her trying to help and inspire her friends to succeed at business. But while Shanquella succeeded, they really weren't savvy enough to actually run a successful business. And that happens, right? But it's somehow hard for people. It's like some people can't get into the same college as other people. Some people can't date the same caliber of person as other people. And when that happens, there's just a kind of like disconnect in the friendship, because people don't like it if you're, outshining them. They don't like it if you are someone who is better. And unfortunately, if this alleged factor was something that came into play, right? That here's Shanquella Robinson doing well at her various businesses. I understand one of them was a hair braiding service for children. And there may have been other businesses as well, but her ability to not only get this loan, but also use it to grow her business is very different than a lot of people who got PPP loans and then they proceeded to buy, a Maserati or go on vacation. Vacation is what you pay for with your profits, not with your PPP loan, as many people are learning as they're having to either pay the money back or face jail time. But, Biggie Small said it best: cheddar breeds jealousy, right? It will get you effed up, right? Even your own family will be waiting in the bushes for you, right? Waiting in the bushes, ready to start. I forget the rest of the rhyme, but I mean, he was so wise with what he talked about. And that song, 10 Crack Commandments, is about, illicit business. But this is just regular above board business. I think the best friend applied for a PPP loan for a clothing business that may or may not have existed, may or may not be successful. But, again, why would you... Shanquella was 25. I think a couple of her friends were 27. They were all in college together, apparently. But why would you throw away your future over your resentment? Why would you cash in someone's life over your jealousy? And some people have theorized that Shanquella may have taken the group, invited the group to travel to Mexico. Maybe they paid for their flights, but she put down whatever it cost to rent the villa that had a personal cook. Anyone who's gone to Jamaica or, Cuba, certain, kind of like underdeveloped countries will allow you to rent a house with a maid and a cook and sometimes even a driver in it. So that was very generous of Shanquella, but people have suggested that it may have been her expecting and asking the friends to pay their part when they arrived in Cabo. That might have been the trigger. There may have been some incident having to do with one of the friends' family members where, there were these side friendships and side deals and oh, we're going to teach her a lesson. And maybe their, quote, attempt to teach her a lesson, it's like being in high school in Philly, where girls are gonna like fight you. And it is not the way that Shanquella's parents raised her to like raise her fists and, you know, physically fight with other people. But, you know, when you're around, shall we say, a ghetto element, no matter how pretty the girl, she's going to want to pull out a knife or fists or, you know, bricks or something to, quote, teach you a lesson. And, you know, if we can learn anything from, you know, middle class rappers, right? They play hard, they play street, they try to have some gang affiliation, but they're really from the suburbs, right? Often from two-parent homes. Entrepreneurs that sort of put on the mantle of hip-hop, but they aren't about that life. And the first thing they will rap about is, you need a new house on a new hill. That's what Dr. Dre said, you know, because people will be checking for you, checking for your wealth, your success. They can't be happy for you. And it's dangerous. And if there's nothing else that we learn from Shanquella Robinson's unfortunate example, and that is how dangerous jealousy can be, because it's narcissism on steroids. It's not just one person who's jealous of you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, allegedly. They all get together. They don't want to pay you back for the villa. They all get together. They're jealous. Why? She thinks she's something. She thinks she better. I think we've all heard these kinds of comments from colleagues who, you know, they can't be better than you. So they have to demean you, talk behind your back, talk to your face. I mean, what is this confrontation with Shanquella allegedly not wearing clothing, right? To humiliate her, to FaceTime it, allegedly, to film it and publish the video, allegedly. What kind of, not only ghoulish people do that, so-called friends, fraudulent friends, but how dumb can you be to film a crime, assault and more, and then share it so that her parents and law enforcement can get hold of the video? How about you not do that? How about you not go on the trip? How about you not, you know, all the other things that go with this crime, you know, misreporting the time of death, allegedly, you know, perhaps bribing officials in Mexico. This is what people are alleging, to be able to travel back to the U.S. before there was an investigation, before the autopsy. Perhaps using Shanquella's credit cards to pay for flights back to the U.S. Perhaps lifting $17,000 in cash from Shanquella's luggage. You know, here's a poor girl, 25, trying to celebrate her, quote, best friend's birthday, and invited all of these heifers, and they turned on her. And there is no opportunity to think better, do better for Shanquella. But I think that all of us who are moved by her unfortunate demise can certainly see the cheekiness, the boldness with which her so-called friends went to confront her parents and claim that it was alcohol poisoning and she just, you know, fell out, tried to revive her, all of this, versus the stories where the friends wouldn't allow her to be taken to the hospital. And perhaps there was no sincere attempt to resuscitate, because this unfortunate departure from this life may have happened within like 15 minutes to a half an hour, not 3 hours, not 12 hours, all these different timelines because of the nature of the injury. It was not alcohol poisoning. You know, I think it was heartbreaking to hear her parents talk about how her lip was busted, contusions, and then spinal injury. That's not alcohol poisoning. I think we've all had alcohol, you know. But again, liars gonna lie, haters gonna hate. You know, just don't let it be you. Really be discerning. Really call on the spirit of discernment. Call on your intuition. If it doesn't feel right, I don't care what people say, friends, boyfriend, best friend, colleague, anyone, family member. If you get the feeling that they're not hoping for the best for you. They can't be happy for you. You know, maybe they can play act in front of other people, but they're going to do damage to your reputation, to your person, to your vehicle, to anything that they can get their hands on. Why? Because you were just somehow blessed to be smart, beautiful, talented, accomplished, a business person who could take a PPP loan, invest it in your business and succeed, not just grab up money and, you know, sort of waste it on vain, you know, purchases like cars and trips and, you know, whatever else, liposuction, but to actually invest in your business and do better, right? Just like you invest in your education, you invest the time, the money, the effort to do better, to get you into a different position in life and in your business. And some people can do it, some people can't do it. And the ones that can't are going to resent the ones that can. Trust me when I say this, you have to keep in mind people who can't love you, right? They're so narcissistic. The only thing they want from you is attention, right? And to support the version of themselves that they would like to be real. Not the real them, the version of themselves, right? It's called supply. They want you to kiss their behind and tell them how beautiful, talented, smart, but numbers don't lie. If your business is not profitable, if you're, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to do ain't gonna make it, it ain't gonna make it. And Shanquella's success or failure was not a factor in their success or failure, but they knew allegedly that they weren't going to pay her back for this Mexico trip. And in fact, if reports are true about credit card theft, cash theft, bribes paid, you know, it was shady from the get-go. And I just want to like introduce a couple of terms. You may know these terms already, but it just seems like Shanquella Robinson went on a trip to Cabo with a bunch of stunt queens. Stunt queens who are not strangers to fraud, not strangers to shaking people down, to getting the come up on the sneak. They are people who go through their lives like, you know, smiling fake smiles so that they can get free drinks at the club, free dinner. Oh, girl, you got this, right? And free rides, everything free, because people want to believe that their friends are their friends. But if there's a lack of reciprocality, if they don't do for you what you do for them, or they don't respond in the way that they can, and it's just gimme, 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 and on top of it, they're trying to surround you and humiliate you and destroy you, even psychologically, then it's a no-go. Cut them off. Give them the so-called razzmatazz. Get them out of your life. Be busy. Go somewhere else. Do something else. Your spirit, your internal wisdom should be just, you know, popping off and telling you that something is wrong. And part of the problem with being younger is that you may not have had time to be exposed to people who are foul. And, you know, foul people, it's like the dating scene where people are telling women to choose better. Well, how can you choose better when people fake it? And we know they fake it. They fake friendship, they fake love, they fake loyalty, they fake honesty, they fake fairness, they fake just basic human traits like consideration and concern and care. Can't call the ambulance, can't get you to the hospital, lie about why you're no longer healthy or alive. It just, as much as people are like defund the police and the court system is oh so wrong, you need them, because people do things like this and believe that they can get away with it, and we can't let that happen. Anyway, I'm here to celebrate World AIDS Day and celebrate the memory of Shanquella Robinson and celebrate our imperfect justice system, but we got to do something to correct this kind of behavior and let people know you can't just get away with it. And, you know, the wheels of justice turn slowly, but hopefully they will turn in Shanquella Robinson's family's favor and in her memory. And, you know, let us all learn from her example and do better when it comes to really kind of looking critically at the people that we call friends, because sometimes they are quite the opposite. Until next time, I just wanted to give you a shout out on World AIDS Day. You know, I just got back from work. And I will see you soon on House of Tanya. Sister says, this is just my opinion. Allegedly, in my humble opinion. I'll see you next time. Bye.